It's been a wonderful day, and I have so many moments that are competing in my mind for favorites among the 5 hours we've been together. I think, I want to share a couple with you now as you maybe think of your own, but I'd loved hearing the voices and words from young Black men at HBCUs that Dr. Bryson and Dr. Shepard shared with us in their research. And then I asked for his permission to say this, and then hearing Ray Moon jump in and give his voice, add to that chorus when he himself, as he shared, graduated not that long ago and was one of those voices and is now a champion for those very young students and going forward. And so that commitment and seeing that play out, I am very, very grateful. That's up there as a top moment from the day. Anyone else think that the reunion between Dr. Orr and Dr. Dixon or Dr. K was just absolutely fantastic? One of my favorite things about this work is forging and nurturing a true network and those connections being so meaningful. And that's been hard to remember when we've been so far away from one another. And so witnessing that reunion, even virtually, warmed my heart. And it just reminded me of the power of connections that we come out of convenings like this one. So whether you're reuniting or you're creating new connections, that's powerful, a powerful resource. And I encourage you to engage in that. The number of times I heard people referencing partners and collaborations on their campuses, whether with career services or housing or technology or admissions and enrollment management, that was wonderful. Every time it happened, I loved it because those types of partnerships are critical to our work and they are the hallmarks of best practice in student success work. So incredibly well done on all of your parts. Please continue to model and lead in that regard. Partnerships are the way forward. I was moved and inspired by your responses to Dr. Orr's questions about the lessons you have learned about yourselves from the pandemic. And that was a really wonderful way of seeing some of the answers to the question I posed in the opening session for you to reflect upon. And I'm really honored that you shared them with us in this space. And I'm so pleased to have read them and appreciate your vulnerability and you talking about and being true champions of change. That's what this is about. I love the comment from Dr. Lin about us being in recruiting high impact people and not just relying upon high impact practices. That could be a crutch or a shield. That's a profound reframing that I think really changes how we go about thinking about high impact. He's not here right now and I'd asked for his permission, but I had a moment at a roundtable that I was attending where a participant was deeply engaged and taking notes and asking questions and at the end of it, he shared that this was his first professional conference. He was a recent graduate. He was now an academic advisor at his institution. That's a true honor that I and my National Resource Center colleagues do not take lightly, that we allowed that space. And we just are so honored by his time and his engagement and the fact that this gets to set the precedent for the other conferences and professional engagements he has. And I am confident that this person is launching a career of impact in our field. And I'm excited to witness it. And I'm excited to help launch that with him along with all of you. And he was referencing everything everybody was sharing. It wasn't just a self-congratulatory moment for the center. It was about all of us. And I think many of us resonated with the comment that Dr. Bryson made about that this isn't just a career or a profession. Supporting and advising students in the HBCU sector towards equity in higher education is spiritual work. I got chills when I heard that the first time. It's a calling. It's not just a profession. And I hope that you've gained skills, connections, and ideas that will inspire and inform your work. And I hope that you yourself are juggling many of your favorite moments from the day. I encourage you to use those moments to revisit those questions that I gave you at the opening, particularly the one about what were your goals. I'm now posting them in the chat in case you do want to revisit them, but how did you meet your 3 goals in our time today? You may not have the bandwidth, it's been a long day, there's a lot swimming in your head to revisit these now, but put it on your calendar and make a date with yourself to revisit these during this week after you've let this percolate and marinate. And really see how you have been able to answer some of those questions for yourselves. It's now my turn to answer a key question for all of you, and I want to do that before we leave, which is what now? What happens now? And I want to share what our next steps are with the HBCU Professional Learning Community and Symposium. As I mentioned this morning, what is happening today is both the product of a year-long, multi-year-long process, with us planning and with us having the professional learning community the past year, but it's also part of a larger effort. And it's the foundation for ongoing work. So to inform that work, this is what we at the National Resource Center are doing. We will hand over the recordings of all these sessions to our brilliant digital content coordinator. She's going to edit and integrate them into a set of video proceedings, but that will be available. That will serve as the beginning of a toolkit for all of us. These conversations have a lot of meaning that we can revisit. We'll be extracting themes that we saw throughout the day to inform the work of the Advising Success Network, to set the agenda for the next few years with Gates and their resources and expectations. And these will be reported in a series of newsletters to the same set of constituents. We are currently creating a set of case studies of advising and student success initiatives at HBCUs that we will share with a larger higher education community that will go beyond our immediate network and constituents and be shared writ large. And several of you have committed to providing submissions for that collection. But if you haven't yet, I welcome you. Anyone else who would like to showcase your campus efforts via a case study in that collection, please get in touch with us. That is an opportunity that we still have space in that case study collection for some more submissions. And so many things I heard today would be an inspiration for other people to hear about. So we've had a fantastic day. And I know we're thinking about a lot and percolating with a lot of ideas, but there's a lot more we have to look forward to in terms of engagement and ideas that are going to be shared from your efforts. And I just can't thank you enough for that. We look at this as an ongoing conversation, and this has been a key moment in that conversation. And we look forward to continuing to amplify the voices of those of you in the symposium and in the HBCU sector as we all work towards an educational system in which race and socioeconomic status do not predict student success, that we were able to make an higher education and the outcomes of that equitable and accessible to everyone.